end cappers. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about working with your chemicals so that you can get the most out of them. Now, a lot of carpet cleaners will take their product, they'll open it up, and they'll do what we call the glug-glug process, where you just dump your chemicals in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like about the right amount of ounces. Maybe they'll count, maybe they'll just pour, eyeballing it. Not a good idea. Now keep in mind, good chemistry was formulated with a design in mind. Our products, for example, with Releasit, they were specifically designed so that they're going to work optimally at the dilutions that you'll find right here on the jug. So read the instructions, follow the directions. Now what about boosting? What about adding something extra? Well, keep in mind, as we mentioned a moment ago, these products were engineered. They were designed specifically to work perfectly at the correct dilution. And when you start monkeying around and adding other things, you're more than likely going to mess up the encapsulation properties. Our products dry down to a brittle crystal that vacuums out of the carpet after the soil's been encapsulated. So adding to or changing the structure is going to mess with the end result, and what we want to obviously accomplish with encapsulation is to get it to dry down brittle, release from the fiber, and come out during the normal routine of post-vacuuming. Therefore, it's imperative that we follow the directions, avoid the glug-glug method, and there's no need to add anything additional to your product when you mix it. So that comes with the idea of using a measuring cup, looking at what you're going to use. For example, this is 4 ounces per gallon. If you're mixing up 5 gallons, you're going to obviously use 20 ounces in your measuring cup. So use a measuring cup. We have this cool one here that says Releasit, an excellent supply available. It's very reasonable here on our website. I'll put a link below. Another question that comes up is, are these products freeze-thaw stable? Yes, they are. We've had them tested to 2 cycles. In other words, going into a full freeze, coming out, going into a full freeze, coming out, and it will survive. The point is, though, don't continue to run that cycle. In other words, try to keep your chemicals warm if possible. I know that a lot of you live in cold states, but going through a lot of freeze-thaw cycles will mess up the chemistry over time. But it is freeze-thaw stable to 2 cycles. And generally speaking, you probably could push a little further than that at times too. Now, what about shelf life of mixed product? In other words, we mix up a solution in our tank. How long will it last in the tank? Normally, you want to use it like the following day because the products are biodegradable. Biodegradability is wonderful. In other words, the product's going to break down over time. Breaking down naturally is going to occur. Let me give you an example you can relate to. If you mix up some soapy water in the sink at night and it's all sudsy, you come back in the morning and it's dead. It's starting to break down. Same thing with our products. They're going to break down over time. So what we recommend is, if possible, use up what's in your tank, unless you're going to clean the next day. If the tank's real low, for example, let's say you're using a Cymex machine or an Orbot machine and your tank is real low, that's fine. You know, I'm talking like a couple inches. You're going to use it the next day or so, then just top it up. You're going to recharge that little bit that's left in the bottom of the tank. But if it's going to be more than a couple of days, go ahead and drain your tank. Empty out the tank. And in fact, it's a good idea to run a little fresh water through the system because you don't want it to coagulate. These products dry down to a brittle polymer, and that could gum up your system over time. So it's a good idea to run a little fresh water if the machine's not going to be used repetitively, like in the next couple of days. So that covers everything. Shelf life on the product itself now, when we think about shelf life of undiluted product, you can expect to get at least a year or 2 out of the product. We've got customers that have product on the shelf longer than that, and it holds up well. But again, rotate your product, keep your rotation. A year or 2 is generally adequate. You can probably push past a year or 2, but you're going to get optimal performance with the jug that's sealed. Also, when it comes to end cap hydrox, it is light sensitive, so keep it in a cool place, away from light. Of course, the jug's going to do a lot for that as well. So that's what you want to keep in mind when it comes to optimizing your chemical life, getting the most out of your chemicals, and getting the longevity and the best performance. We're here to help you max your end cap here at Excellent Supply, so thank you for watching this episode. Give us a thumbs up, share your comments, and again, if you have any questions, let us know. Until next time, thanks for watching.